Did you see those beautiful clouds there in that shot? Fantastic. We have a little bit of cloud cover out there today, but it's really nice.
It is really nice. It's mild. We've got that wind coming out of the south, and it's just kind of helping to warm those temperatures up. But man, the days have been certainly really nice. The mornings, though, very cold. We actually did get down to about 33 degrees in Oklahoma City this morning. Yesterday, we also had lots of 20s and 30s, but the afternoons, it doesn't take a lot for us to warm up pretty quickly. We've been able to do that so far, so good. But yeah, eventually that's going to change. So this morning, of course, down into the 20s, lots of 20s across the northwest, about 33 here in Oklahoma City, but 28 in El Reno, some upper 20s to mid 30s across the south. But we're already at 60 degrees. This is our Guthrie camera up of our Lucky Star Sky Chem network. We've got that south-southwest wind at 8 miles an hour, but gusts are a little higher than that from time to time. Temperatures still only in the upper 40s around Grant County, also up there in Harper County, but 50s and 60s all across the rest of the state. There's that wind coming in out of the southwest between about 5 to 15, and we've got that one wind gust of about 20 over in El Reno. We could still see some wind gusts as high as around 20 or so across the rest of central Oklahoma, but outside of that, it's going to be pretty quiet. We're going to continue to see a mix of sun and clouds today, eventually adding some rain to it, but it's going to take a little bit longer. That particular storm, it is now moving on to the west coast, so it's going to take several more hours before it gets here, and the moisture coming in out of the south. So the rain and storms are going to start pretty early tomorrow morning, but mainly across south central and southeast Oklahoma. There's a slight chance in the morning that Oklahoma City gets some light rain or drizzle, but the better chances, the guaranteed chances, will come later in the afternoon. So this is 2 o'clock. And we still have lots of rain and storms across eastern Oklahoma and starting to add a little bit more rain across the northwest. Later in the evening, I think we still have at least some rain around. It's going to be lighter with most of it kind of pulling away from us. But in the meantime, later in the evening tomorrow, we're also going to see some colder air on the backside of this storm. So we're going to have a wintry mix and eventually transitioning over to all snow in the far northwest and also in the panhandle. But late tomorrow night, it all moves out of here for Friday afternoon. Our skies will eventually clear out. It's also going to be cooler, but we are expecting that sunshine to eventually return. So how much rainfall are we looking at? I don't think it's going to be a whole lot necessarily in Oklahoma City, but this time of year, you got to take what you can get. We're kind of looking at anywhere from around 1/4 of an inch still across the metro, but higher amounts, maybe up to around an inch or so in parts of northwest Oklahoma. We could also see some higher amounts across the far southeast. So today, we're looking for a high of about 63 degrees in Oklahoma City. So probably climbing just a couple more degrees in any one spot. The mid 50s across the northwest, but low to mid 60s also across the far south. Overnight tonight, it's not going to be nearly as cold. It's definitely going to be chilly. We're going to drop down into the upper 40s, low to mid 40s in the northwest, upper 40s to low 50s across the south. And during that time, by tomorrow morning, there again is just going to be a slight chance in Oklahoma City of some light rain, but anything heavier is certainly going to be across the southeast. We could see some storms with that as well. Tomorrow afternoon, temperatures in the low 50s, and we're going to see the 30s and 40s across the northwest. Behind that boundary, though, so by the time we get into tomorrow afternoon, the rain's pretty much guaranteed that it's going to be here, while in far northwest Oklahoma and out in the panhandle, that's where we're going to see more of that winter-like weather, eventually transitioning over to all snow as it kind of pulls away from us. We're going to see more of northwest Oklahoma seeing maybe a little bit more snow. Well, I still think we at least have some light rain around Oklahoma City tomorrow evening, but eventually by tomorrow night, that should be well out of here. So for your Friday, temperatures will be dropping down into the upper 40s, and it's going to start to feel a little bit more like December. December begins on Friday. Low to mid 40s across the north and still looking at the 50s across the south. But going back to the snow, how much are we looking at this time? Well, still not a whole lot, some minor accumulation, but we're seeing the darker blue far northwest Harper County and Beaver County. We could see anywhere from 2 to 4 inches, but not here in Oklahoma City, at least not just yet. It's not our time. Next week still looks fairly mild. Lisa, back to you.